There we go. And we're live. And oh, I see Dad's in the chat. Hi, Dad. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Don't see anyone else yet. Okay, that's fine. Hi, Dad. Hope you're doing okay. I've been so tired lately. I am looking forward to this, though. I've been looking forward to Wild Arms 2 all week. It's very important. It's an important game. Yeah, that's true. It's, what, 6 o'clock there? Yeah. Alright. So, I know you at least stopped by last week. I'm not sure if you saw the whole thing. Last week, we got through a portion of the game which concluded with what appeared to be the death of our comrade Brad. Now, I was pretty forthright in spoiling that Brad is not actually dead and will not be out of the party for very long. And in fact, hey, there's Nick. Hi, Nick. In fact, Brad will return at the end of the amount of gaming that I have planned for today. So, hopefully we'll be able to get through that. Now, this is admittedly one of the harder sections of the game. We're going to fight Kanon 2 more times, and she is a lot harder to fight when you don't have Brad in the party. So, pretty tough. But, let's see. Okay, no, we don't need to fill in any personal skills here. And we're already stocked up at Orly, so we didn't actually need to come here. Okay. Just kind of a force of habit to return to Maria for supplies, even though it's not always necessary. Anyway, let's go ahead and teleport to Orly. Our immediate mission is going to be escorting the prince. I don't think he's technically called a prince, the son of the ruler of a country. But the ruler's not called a king, he's called the Guild Gallon Master, so I don't know. His father's a jerk, but the prince, the guy we're with today, is actually pretty cool. His name is Noel. And while this section does have a notoriously difficult boss fight, it is otherwise not too hard and a lot of fun. It's another Millennium Puzzle style level where it's like in another dimension. I love those. I'm a total sucker for that kind of level. You'll see. Anyway, here's Noel. It just says son of Guild Gallon Master. Thank you for coming all this way. I am Noel Anaheim Guild Gallon. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. They have French Christmas on Filgaia? I'm not sure what you mean by that. How do you do? The pleasure's all ours. Ashley's not quite sure what what like formal terminology to use with this guy. Locus throws him a look there. I was expecting a much more fearsome looking group, but I'm relieved that you seem quite normal. Being guarded by stern types can get quite tiring. Master Noel is in your hands. Please take good care of him. Anyway. This kid doesn't need bodyguards. Alright. Anyway, we're just taking this train. Is something the matter? No, I was just thinking, oh, a freight train. I believe the train is pronounced Yanbai Guang. Guild Gallad is kind of loosely based on industrial China. And there are instances of... Oh, okay. Noel is Christmas en français. Okay. Yeah, I mean, English speakers also sometimes use Noel to mean Christmas. But it's also just a name, you know. Anyway. So, aside from the name Guild Gallad not sounding even remotely Chinese, most of the other stuff, like the Dianbai Guang and some of the written signage we'll see when we get to Guild Gallad, looks like Chinese. I'm not sure, but I always assumed that the name Guild Gallad was a pun on... There's a Lord of the Rings character called Gil-galad, or Gil-galad. Could be pronouncing that wrong, sorry. I don't know about the correct pronunciation of the Lord of the Rings character, but for the country in Wild Arms 2, there is no correct pronunciation because this game has no voice acting, and Sony never bothered to make a statement. Did you know I once emailed them asking how do you pronounce all these things, and they're like, we don't know. Gil-galad, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. But I've gotten used to saying Guild Gallad. It is kind of a nice pun, though, because guild, like a trade guild, makes sense for an industrial city. Anyway. Just since you're the prince of Guild Gallad, I was expecting something ornate and glittery. Guild Gallad's products are built for quality, not to be pretentious. We emphasize functionality above all else. What need does the son of Guild Gallad Master have for a pompously decorated train? Besides, I love the Dianbai Guang. I'd rather ride this train than any other. Noel, you can talk on the train. Your father will reprimand me if the train doesn't depart on time. Anyway. Halle Berry Gaming? Do I know this person? Is that... I'm not sure. Is that Boo? I thought I remember Boo might have had Halle Berry Gaming. Is that Boo? Is that someone I know? Hello. Please say something else. It's okay. They're awfully pretentious. Okay, it is you. Hi, Boo. Really, my father is a problem. He says it's for my protection, but if this draws so much attention, I'm in more danger. I think you're the first person who's shown up in one of my streams who knows the game as well as I do. Brad, at a time like this, what would you think? They're always talking about Brad while he's gone. Did I speak too bluntly? Oh, never mind. Emulator Zone time. Why, when we all desire the same results, do people choose such different paths? The tunnel is long. Yes. Originally, this was a cargo route. But the Emulator Zone tentacles of hell. Cargo route to export goods manufactured in Gilgal. The scenery before and after the tunnel were dramatically different. This is odd. Should be out of the tunnel by now. Here we go. So we step out of the train in what we would expect to just be a tunnel under a mountain. And it looks like this. This is one of those areas where you go through the wrong door and it just sends you back where you started. Luckily it's not very long and I know the path. Oh, I wanted to highlight this text. I do love this. How can you not question a world full of deception? Worried, confused. You all who don't look back don't deserve a future. I also like that it says voice in space. The implication that Ashley's not actually reading this, but hearing it is very interesting to me. Anyway. So I was mentioning before you got here, Boo, I'm planning on getting through the entire Bradless section today. Wow, that's rude. Did I even get Rise and Shine? Oh, I did. No, okay. And no progress has been made. What's Brad doing now? Just kicking himself? You know, they don't actually say. When we do reunite with him, he's in the desert not far from where we last saw him, so I have to imagine he was just wandering through the desert this whole time? I don't know. He just like went on vacation or something. Mystic an item to wake them both. There's no regular item that cures sleep. War Respite, I believe, does, but we don't have any yet. Alright. So we run into this place, but we look back. And the room changed! Oh my gosh. Also, the only item in this dungeon is Tim's new tool. The air ballet. Just push stuff. You can push boxes. There we go. First boss fight of the day. This part of the game has a lot of boss fights. Today alone we'll be fighting, I think, 6 of them. It's the first time we meet Kanon, one of Odessa's Casitas. You arms who opposes Sir Vinsfeld's ideals. You've got a red light now. We'll have you stay here in the Emulator Zone with the train. We want a green light. So we've seen this character several times, but this is the first time we're actually fighting Kanon. That day of the demon summoning, if not the Sword Cathedral, if you hadn't returned alive with the demon inside you, our goals wouldn't be undone. This was your doing. What are you gonna do about it, Ashley Winchester? Oh, you won't get away with this, Odessa. I've used this particular image before as me whenever Rachel tells me to delete my account because I made a terrible pun. The joke is that Odessa is Rachel's middle name. Anyway, Kanon's not too hard. Hypoblast. Okay, Tim. Alright, let's see. I knew it. I knew it. It's like, this will be fine unless Kanon immediately uses 40 Hypoblast on Tim, but what we got that? Oh, Tim survived with 1 health! Hot damn. Key to the city? I guess. I always thought of it as like an antecedent to the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. This game is actually older than Kingdom Hearts. Tim got sturdy now. Yeah, really. Or lucky. Tim got lucky. Roll. Let's build up some more FP. Gate of Isolde. Jeez. I guess we can get away with just doing this. Next turn we'll have Tim use Odor, that'll cure everyone's conditions. Lilka and Ashley have a condition called Downhearted, which reduces FP gained from attacking and being attacked to only 1 FP at a time. Luckily Tim does not have that, so he can hit Condition Green there. And then he can use Odor Yuck to heal everyone and cure their negative conditions. Lilka's getting low on health, so we're just going to have her block. Ashley keep attacking, Tim combine. Okay, there we go. Okay. By guarding, she should be able to survive that. Yeah. You know, I've thought that joke I don't know how many times. I don't actually know the intended pronunciation, like I said. None of the pronunciations in this game are very clear. A little more FP. Okay, here we go. We can do Ashley's Access and Tim's FP Shift. Or not. God damn it. Yep. And that won't do a lot of good. Alright. Move Oriak over to Wilco. Oh, I said all FP gained from attacking or being attacked. Really, it's all FP gained from anything. That includes things like FP shift, mini carrots, etc. I don't know why I put it that way. Alright. Yeah, we'll keep that there for now. Oh no, no we will not. There we go. Okay. Because we don't want Tim to go before Ashley. Took longer than usual, but we're there. And of course, by the time we got there, alright, mental convergence broke. And that's part 1 of this dungeon. Here's part 2. Okay. Oops. I was not supposed to take that teleporter. Oh well. It's one hot fencer. Oh, they really got it out for low cut of it. There we go. You singing along to this song? I love this song. There it goes. So at this point we're trying to shut down the generator that is sustaining the emulator zone. And then we'll just need to escape. Okay, so basically this big room, there's 4 versions of it. we came in through the west. Each version of this room has a door at one of the four corners, and we need to go through the other three. So right now I'm trying to find the south corner. There we go. There's the south corner. And there's the generator. What should I do? Should I bash it? It's not super complicated. That should be I do like the implication of the topologically this space is very interesting because we went through the south end of the big room and ended up in the north end of the generator room. If we go through the north entrance, we'll end up on the south end of the generator room. So it's kind of like a spherical geometry. Getting back HP when you take enough damage really comes in handy there. Sometimes they just really want to kill someone. Keep shooting. I'll just finish these guys off. I'll heal Tim after the battle, it's fun. They were annoying me. There we go. Alright, so we did the south one, let's try the east one. Or we could have just stumbled onto the north one. Cool. One more. And there we go, okay. Alright, and as soon as we do this, Kanon. Oh boy, okay. Here we go. That's right. I lived until today with the purpose of fighting the demon. Kanon claims descent from the Sword Magus. Alright. Jeez. That pike kick did more while Tim was guarding than Kana's tough attack did while he wasn't. Alright, now I'm hoping Lilka goes before Kanon. Yes! Alright. Should survive this time. Oh, nope! Fuck. Okay. What do I do? Honestly, I think I need to build up FP for Lilka, so I'm just gonna attack. Next turn we'll be able to use High Revive. Or actually, Oryuk will be better. Oryuk won't bring Tim back to full, but it'll bring him back, and it'll keep Lilka. It'll bring Lilka back to full, and allow her to keep spending FP building up her stats. Make sure she remains faster than Kanon, which is our #1 priority here. And Tim should be, like, close to max, I think. So he'll be able to survive at least a weak attack. He won't survive Drive Cut, but... Me and my big mouth. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't like that. Oh, fuck. Jesus, really? Really? Freaking really? Alright, try this. You see what I mean about how hard this fight is without Brad. I don't think even guarding. Yeah. Okay. God. Okay. Ashley should be able to survive that. He has more health and more defense. Yeah. Okay. Still really hurt though. Oh. God damn it. We'll just say that was intentional. And make sure Loka's still alive. She's still alive. Christ almighty. Okay. There we go. Okay. Whew. Alright. One of the two hard boss fights down. Destiny. Why do we in the present have to be bound to a destiny from the past? By carrying out my destiny, I've been able to believe in myself. You wouldn't understand the confusion of an uncertain self. Hashtag egg mode. I've said before, I kind of read Kanon as a trans allegory. Particularly that and some stuff with her later. Definitely feels like, you know, there's anytime the story is about like the tension between what people expect you to be and what you want to be, it which is a pretty common story archetype, it maps pretty cleanly onto a trans narrative. These guys are so annoying. They're not really a threat, they're just really annoying. Whatever you want to call it, dude. Okay. Anyway, we also only have 5 minutes to make our way out. As was the case with other timed exits, it's not at all actually difficult. There we go. Back into this area, and back to the room where we fought Kanon. Up, down, and we're at the entrance. Because remember, that first half of the level was set up so whenever you take a wrong turn, you end up back at the start. So you can use that to your advantage to get out quickly. I think even with that battle to slow us down, that was like less than 5 minutes real time. Anyway. So at this point, they're trying to get out before the Emulator Zone, like, collapses and destroys everyone. Move all the passengers to the cars in front. The rear cars are cargo. Isn't that what they call the dimension scene? And Noel says, detach the rear cars. The rear cars are all cargo. Human life cannot be replaced. So he's like, okay. Noel's making the decision, okay, I like this train, but we don't want to lose anyone. We want to make sure we clear this thing, and there's nothing in there that can't be replaced. So he makes the decision to leave it behind, to either be presumably destroyed or possibly captured by Odessa, because Kanon created this space. If Kanon can access it again... Anyway, we'll see. Or is there something I don't know about? No, nothing, sir, the conductor said very suspiciously. There's something in there! Lilka thinking about her sister. I take no responsibility for what may happen. Famously, words that were never said before any kind of disaster. And we made it to the other side. I'm sure to catch hell for this. My father hired you to guard me, and you have done that job splendidly. So Noel's fine. No one was killed. Oh yeah, built on reclaimed land. I mentioned a lot of it looks like industrial China, which is true. That actually, the reclaimed land aspect though makes it kind of like the Netherlands, I guess? The Netherlands is the only country I know where like a significant part of the country's reclaimed land. As in like from the water, not in the sense of political reclamation or something like that. Gil-galad! Last major town. Or, like... No, there's one more town. But this is the last, like... major area of the map we haven't been. Of course, we've seen... Well, we've learned about Gil-galad somewhat before because the Master was at the Filgaia Summit. Like I said, heavily industrial. Honestly, looks like a pretty cool place to live. Assuming that there's not a ton of pollution, which there probably would be. Very Magitech. There you can see what sure looks like kanji. No secret bosses this time, huh? No. The secret bosses are all at the end of the game. Gil-galad theme pops into my head more often than any other theme in this game, yeah? Okay. I think the overworld theme probably pops into my head the most. But Gil-galad is also very good. Anyway, Gil-galad Master is furious! Cretins, blundering idiots. I did not hire you to escort my son so that you could wreck my property. Father, you mustn't be so rude to them. The only reason I made it back home safely to Gil-galad is that the arms team protected my life with such valor and tireless effort. I do adore Noel. He's such a charming man. That was from when you were still in the dungeon. Oh. Yeah, I guess I missed that text. But yeah, there were no secret bosses in the dungeon. Why'd you have to uncouple the freight cars? It was to save the lives of all on board. Yeah, but why are you so upset? And here's where we find out that it's the freight cars and not me that Odessa was after. Those gold and jewels were going to drop in your ocean of wealth, unless there was something else. Yep, here we go. A super weapon banned under the Treaty of Iscariot? I forget. That's a biblical name. That's not a made-up name. Judas Iscariot. I just don't remember. Is it Iscariot? I don't remember how you pronounce it. Anyway, TLDR, he was trying to smuggle a nuke. Father was trying to sneak a weapon into the country on that trip. Oh, I'm right about the pronunciation? Okay. The lost technology weapon unearthed in secrecy. But that weapon has now fallen into the hands of Odessa. What's done is done. We must now focus on repairing the damage. He's very wise. What about the super weapon? How powerful is it? Found on an old battlefield in Slayheim. Slayheim, you know, that country that no longer exists because it was destroyed by a super weapon. We were walking through those salt flats. That was all that's left of Slayheim. Yeah. Nuclear weapons. The unwanted byproduct of industrial sorcery. I love the way that video games combine magic and technology to make fantasy versions of real-world stuff. Nuclear weapons, the unwanted byproduct of industrial sorcery. If they're so powerful, the joy of the kill can't be that great. And Judecca continues to disturb everyone else on the bad guy's team with how blatantly evil he is. I just love killing people. Things are powerful, but their value is not their power. Valuable only for their deterrent. Well, they're valuable for a lot of things. I was thinking especially of Fred Johnson from The Expanse, when asked what he planned to do when he acquired a bunch of nukes, which he ultimately did not use to kill anyone. Antinora? Antinora. Why would they steal a weapon they never intend to use? It destroys all life and renders the land eternally uninhabitable. Why would Odessa wish to rule a barren, lifeless world? They wanted the nuke as a threat. I too sought a nuclear weapon as a deterrent with which to counter Odessa's threat. After all, Odessa is sure to use its nuclear weapon at the bargaining table. Yeah. You see how having these gigantic weapons only ends up making everything worse. It just occurred to me that the world domination Odessa seeks is a truly formidable task. What on earth are you talking about? We have come across many different people. All had their own ideas and their own way of doing things. I'm only stating the obvious, of course. Even people who share the same goal use different methods to achieve that goal. In short, no two people think alike. Accordingly, words like conquer and dominate mean different things to different people. See what you're getting at. World domination may sound like a lofty goal, but the day-to-day job of actually ruling the world would be fraught with overwhelming difficulty. Each area has its own customs, its own industry, its own laws, its own way of thinking. There is simply too much diversity for the world to be ruled by any one group. Yep. Begin by upgrading your hovercraft. We'll give it an apport feature, which is similar to the teleport orb. Very minor mistranslation here. Pretty sure the Japanese word that was translated here to similar was kankei, which can mean similar, or related, or connected. They mean it's going to connect with the teleport orb, not that it is similar to the teleport orb. Those are different things. Basically, from now on, whenever we teleport somewhere, the hovercraft will be at the nearest beach. This is only way to get the hovercraft into the outer ocean, by the way, which was not previously possible. So there are now locations in the outer ocean that we can explore. We'll be able to go anywhere in the seas of Filgard. Alright. Somewhere a door was just open. As I recall, there's a... Right, this is just that council room later. There is a room that you can open with a duplicator that just has a bunch of crests, I think. This is the one we want. Crest cap, number 2. And I believe it's in here that we can stock up on armor. Okay. That should do it, except for one other important thing. Just another spam bot. Pause it so it doesn't disrupt this. I always forget how to... There we go. Okay. All right. So, gotta go back to the island outpost to refill those crest caps, because we used one and the other we just got, so we haven't filled it at all. And we'll be filling both of those with high revive. Now, at this point, Odessa... Honestly, I forget the justification for this next level. I think there's, like, some activity that's detected in a mine shaft somewhere. Anyway, the point is we're just going to a mine shaft. Gotta talk to somebody... Not you. I think it was this guy. Have you heard? It's rumored that the terrorists are after this town's ore. They're amateurs there. They're after the mine to the northeast. The old mine that used to operate on the northeast. Anyway, there we go. Alright, so when we teleported to Holst, that moves the hovercraft. Is that? I believe I hear Robert. Kitty cat! It's Robert. Robert, you want to say hi? Damn bloody nose. Okay. Hey, Mermaid's here. Hi, Mermaid. Mermaid says hi, Robert. So floppy. Alright, so as I was saying, when we teleported to Holst, that moved the hovercraft to that beach, and now we can go to this other beach. There's actually an optional dungeon around here, but we won't be going there. It's not terribly important. Oh, it's closed off a long time ago. The Solo Priest is a priest who channels the Guardian's power since he entered the earth in spirits. It's proof that Tim's abilities as a Solo Priest have developed. I wonder what Brad would notice in a situation like this. Every single level that you start without him, you're like, what would Brad say if he were here? He was talking about someone who won't return. For instance, won't return in like an hour. Anyway. Relatively short dungeon. Aside from the extremely difficult boss at the end, which is another fight against Kanon, it's also fairly easy. Bats. Boom! Yeah. Rude. Oh great, Tim's been turned to stone. Battle was over before Ilka was able to cure him. Great. This is a neat little puzzle. It is technically a timed puzzle, but unlike most timed puzzles, I don't like it. I don't hate it. Normally I hate timed puzzles. You got this fuse, and you gotta put out the little leaks as the fuse as it passes through. So you gotta time that properly. There we go. More a timing puzzle than a time puzzle. Yeah, it doesn't have a time limit. You can try it as many times as you want. Anyway. Alright, we're getting close. Let's just heal up. Shock slide. And here we go. Kanon, descendant of the Sword Mages. Alright, last Kanon fight. In other words, Ashley and my lost half-self. The battle determining male or female is the way it should be. Dun, 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 dun. Fun fact, Kanon is the only enemy you fight in the game who doesn't show up in the Monster Encyclopedia. And the reason for that is because you get to choose what Kanon's name is. So they wouldn't know where to put it. Really? Jesus. Alright, we need Loka to build up more FP, so I'm gonna have her attack, and Ashley, high revive, Tim, Emulator really struggling. I thought one quick and newish Shax was enough for a little bit of faster. Maybe they're like close in speed, so sometimes Loco's faster and sometimes Kanon is. Just freaking guard him. Just guard. Miss. Figures. He's still alive. I'll count that as a victory. Normally I want to have characters use force abilities to keep that FP building and get their stats continually increasing, but in this battle I'm just so afraid of characters dying that I don't feel like I can have Tim stop guarding for even a second. At this point, Lilka seems to be consistently faster than Kanon. I'm gonna say that's good enough. Alright, so this battle's going much better than the previous one. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Okay. Alright. Oh. That's the last time you have to fight Kanon. actually talks for the first time to Kanon about feeling the presence of Lord Blazer inside him. I believe power is neither good nor evil. I wield this power for what I believe in. I want to use this power to protect things important. So he says at this point, essentially, come with us, and when I can't control Lord Blazer anymore, Kanon can kill me. You were dealing with a hero nerd. I took care of him. Saying that line again. Where do I have this much fun? My glasses start falling down. Alright. So, get out of the dungeon, back to Holst. Why are you here, Maribel? No one can heal her but me. Her illness is very interesting. I mean severe. I don't want to leave her in anyone else's care. Maribel is quite a character. The bionic implants have gotten a little loose, it seems. Victor series bionic implants are based on living bodies, so misuse is expressly forbidden. Shut up. So Kanon has bionic implants that give her the ability to launch these incredible attacks. Bionic implants, she's basically 7 of 9. Yeah, kinda. She also reminds me of Clarissa Mao from The Expanse. There's a subplot in Season 3 of The Expanse where a character, a woman, gives herself, like, body modifications in an elaborate plot to try to kill the main character, and then later ends up joining him. 7 of 9 ruled. Yeah, 7's great. People of Holst, I have wronged, yes, but these are my accomplices. Judeka, shut the fuck up. An unconvincing protest. She put it better than I did. Okay. Unfortunately, I think I left Noah Shax on Lilka. Well, Miss Human Concealed Weapon, show me what you got. That is a good line. So I won't be able to give it to Kanon, unfortunately. Luckily, Judeka's not that bad. I mean, in a normal run, he's not that bad. I think I mentioned before, an interesting thing that you can do is when playing Wild Arms 2 is what's called a low Ashley run, where you keep Ashley's level as low as possible. This has the effect of making sure other characters enter the game at a comparatively low starting level, so they can build up their max FP to a higher total eventually. Also makes the difficulty curve of the game very weird. This battle is relatively easy in a normal run. It is way harder in a low Ashley run. Luckily, we're not doing a low Ashley run today. So. And she even got a new ability, Wire Fist. Let's try it out. Kanon starts with those same 3 abilities that we saw her use in her fights against us. Left Edge, Pike Kick, and Drive Cut. And she has the ability to spark new ones when she uses her regular ones. Of course, her skills are also conspicuously a lot weaker now that she's on our side than they were when, yeah, there we go. Wow. Earth Kick. There we go. Judeka's acting all smug despite he just got his ass handed to him. We should fight together, Kanon. We are comrades in arms. More now than ever. Alright, so Kanon is now officially one of us. Kanon is an exorcist, a human concealed weapon, and now the 5th member of arms. Hard to believe we are called on to act together like this. Thus is the destiny given me by the Sword Mage's blood coursing through my veins. Destiny given by blood? Aren't you taking it a bit seriously, Aisha Bernadette? That's her real name. How does he know it, though? Bernadette no longer exists. It is I who's taking it too far. Really, I shouldn't say real name. Kanon is her chosen name. Anyway. Just a little blurb explaining that when we're on the overworld now, we'll get she can detect stuff on the map, which makes it easier to find. There's a lot of items scattered around the overworld. Anyway, one more dungeon for today. That's the what's called the Coffin of 100 Eyes. Back to Quarterly. And now you can see on the lower left of the screen there's a whole bunch of stuff in this desert. Here's an item. It's a duplicator. Green means it's a whole area, not just an item. A lot easier to find stuff now. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Before we go into the Coffin of 100 Eyes, I need to give Kanon her personal skills. Don't remember which place it is. I think it was this one. One of these. It's clearly the arms guy. There we go. Okay. Up HP, up parameters, restore HP. There we go. Okay. So like I said, kind of loose justifications for these couple of levels where like, Odessa is tracking a new power source, I guess. But really, that dungeon was about the final showdown with Kanon. And this one is about reuniting with Brad. Spoilers. Even though I've already said that several times and it's also very obvious. Something's not right. Silence. What is it, Loka? Actually seems like Brad. Because until now we've been dependent on Brad. Me too, I've really got to get my act together even more so than before. Otherwise I can't show my face to him. Wire hook. Got a new character. That character's got to have a tool. It's a grappling hook. Pretty cool. Show me. I'm supposed to go with this one first. This is one of those dungeons where you can kind of get lost in it. And there's several items to pick up. Okay, yeah, and then let me go this way. I'll use Puka. Because if you, that one's so close to the edge that if you try to wire hook onto it, you'll just fall down into the gap. Maintain the energy supply from the Diablo Pillar and stabilize the Heimdallgazo. Basically, Odessa is using something called Diablo Pillars as an energy source for something called the Heimdallgazo. Which, as it will turn out, is a big ship. Airship. Oops. starting to get tired. You can probably tell. I'm quiet, not saying much. Yeah, I'm eager to wrap this chapter up. Luckily, we're almost done with it. Big, huge machine just to move the thing down a bit. So many force encounters. No, I don't think so. Actually, there we go. Puka can grab those if I'm standing in the right place. Big berry, big berry. So north there is where we're ultimately going to go, but I do want to get this item first. Okay. Umbrella. Code, Bison. Press one. There we go. Buckbeard. Extremely rude. Three out of three. We're already confused, dude. There we go. No, we're fine. Alright. And we're almost at the end of the dungeon here. Couple boss fights and cutscenes, and then we'll be done. You know who we haven't seen in a while? That's right. L is the L of lizard. I is for incredible. Z is for zesty. There. I asked, but I already know. It's these dorks. They're back. The two with varying worldview. Ord. Who are they? Yeah, because Kanon hasn't met them before. I can't even get mad, I feel so sick. And to say such things during our first meeting. I'm disappointed you're so displeased with my amazing knowledge of that. Getting stuck with an idiot would be my ruin. I'll kill you! Oh wait, Kanon, you can't take this guy seriously. The public opinion polls rate me highly. I have tons of good traits. I know words, I have the best words. This is probably the only place in Gaia where you can hear such praise. I appreciate your support. Alright. Today's actions will become tomorrow's legend. So we know the drill. Go for Liz first because he has bomb attacks that hurt everyone. Ard will slowly die to his own poison. And because I fixed the camera, jeez. Okay. That attack is stronger than I remember. Because I fixed the camera thing. We'll actually be able to see the poison as it affects Ard. Jeez, that was with newer shacks? Okay. Yeah, that's true. He does pack a punch, as we saw. But I've always been more scared of anyone who can attack the whole party at once than someone who just does a lot of damage to one person. Also, Ard can only ever be a threat for so long. you know, the poison will kill him. Dump truck tackle! Alright, let's give a little comeback motor, Kanon back in with Shax. Drive cut. There goes Liz. Anyway, at this point we've pretty much won. You do such cruel things. I have no choice now but to bring out the mean machine. So while it's sad to have to say adios, that's just the way it goes. I read somewhere how scientific progress always has victims. Where'd you read that? Anyway, here's the nasty creature our recent battle data gave birth to. March, arms killer, no morals and no control. Mash 'em and smash 'em. Yeah, they actually titled this thing Arms Killer. It's designed specifically to kill our party. Robotic monster assassin. Rude. Hold right gimlet, that's it. I was like, I know this guy has a group attack. I don't know what it is though. And actually switch. There we go. Switch them back. Make sure Loka can heal herself first. First, Ashley might just kill it right here. But if he doesn't, I want to make sure Loka's alive. There we go. There we go. Alright, here we go. Even the arms kill everyone. I guess we need to finish the Kogadon after all. Darn you. I'm going to leave rather than get lectured. I sure wasted a lot of time with that. Are they always like that? Always like it. That was my say. That's assuming Liz and Ard count as military power. Which, you know, kind of a stretch. Anyway. Big computer. Whoa, what was that? Kanon's never used the communicator before. Here he is! Carrier-based heavy arm. So we get to see this Heimdall Gazo, this big airship of theirs. Soul Deleter. Such a ridiculous name. Very anime. Here we go. That's impossible. How can he be alive? There he is. Brad Evans, literally unkillable. Pretty much. You can tell it's a dramatic, triumphant moment because they're doing that motif. Come on, Geas, show me your power of destruction. I do like the sort of mythological way that they had him escape. Basically, the reason we knew for sure that he was dead is because the Chateau detected that the explosion that blew up the alchemic plant was definitely Geas. And Brad's like, well, these doppelgangers now have my shape, so they also have Geas. I can use one of them. Alright. Mini-boss. Brad! Also, he's got a new ability where you can use 2 arms in a turn. We gotta take down this fake Brad. Unfortunately, you can't have the real Brad and the fake Brad make out, which is a real missed opportunity in my opinion. Double arm attack, Buster, and roll. And one more bazooka should do it. The internet told me Brad was dead. The internet says a lot of things. There we go. You can take my shape, my memories, and my skills, right? So that dog collar around your neck is the same as the real one. I'm going to borrow it. Anyway, like I said, it doesn't really make sense in a literal sense. Because, like, he's still right there when the thing explodes. But it makes sense mythologically in that it's a way that he can cleverly dodge the fact that it was Geas that exploded. It wasn't his Geas that exploded. And he's got a huge fucking gun. Presumably that's what he was doing the entire time he was gone. He was just trying to find this huge fucking gun. Smash the Heimgokado on them. Please calm down, sir. I'm going to say it's a miracle. It's by a hero. And so clearly really freaking pissed. They do still have the nuke, that is true. At any rate, last time Brad and Kanon saw each other, they were enemies. Of course, that was only because Kanon was attacking. She's not doing that anymore, so... Still, the question, will Brad be able to accept Kanon joining them is... It's not nothing. It's not huge, but it's not nothing. Can't die just yet. Through our beliefs, we have evaded danger and discovered greater strength. When one person has doubts and cracks develop in our trust, it gets broken. I want the strength to save others, so I'll no longer doubt my friends. I will trust them fully. Kanon still says my goal is to exorcise the demon that possesses me. Bonds formed in battle are the strongest. Ties have already been established between us. The enemy's aerial fortress Heimgokado is damaged and vulnerable. Take this opportunity to deal them a mortal blow. God, is there more cutscenes? I have forgotten how long this sequence was. I don't like for these streams to go over 2 hours, but we're already well over 2 hours at this point. Just at the next opportunity, I'll be saving and quitting. God. I do love this scene, though. I didn't remember where in the story this scene happened, but I remember it. This is all the space I need to come home to. This tiny world in your arms. This small space is the most important in all Filkai. They're pretty cute for a straight couple. It's easy to express my deepest feelings. We get this cool little Heroes March. Then to return. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to switch back quick. Alright. So, thanks for joining, everyone. That'll conclude for today. A little longer than I was hoping to get it under 2 hours, like I said, but it's okay. I know the story's been relatively light these past few weeks. I haven't had a ton to talk about. That should pick up more. Next week, we've got one really, truly, remarkably beautiful scene that I really, really, really love and really looking forward to showing everyone next week. And then some more fun stuff in the next couple of weeks after that. We'll be wrapping up Disc 1 after, I think, 3 more sessions. We probably could compress it to 2, but I'd rather do 3 sessions. And then after that, we'll start Disc 2. And the start of Disc 2 in particular is where I'll really be able to show not only what I love about this game, but also kind of how it speaks to how I view the world and is such a big part of like my spiritual life. Which might seem right now like it's kind of coming out of left field, but you'll see more of what I mean when we get there. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Do want to let everyone know really quick, while I have no plans to cancel any streams in the future, the one 2 weeks from today, so not next week, but the week after next, I'm probably going to be late because I have an appointment in the early afternoon that I don't know how long it's going to run, but I'm probably not going to be home from that by 4. So that'll probably be starting later. I'll let everyone know the exact time that day, or if I end up being too tired, I might cancel it. I don't want to cancel it. I want to just do it a little later. But I will let you know at that time. But again, that's the week after next. For next week, I will see you at 4, and we'll start on those Diablo pillars. So, Have a good night, everyone. Bye bye. Thank you for joining me.